now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Alana Brophy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
And we know firsthand how that can be, and we're thankful that's not us this week.
You can say that again, Alana.
A cooler Tuesday out there today, and we saw those clear skies. Really nice, actually, for our Flag Day. We do see some hazy conditions because with the winds, we get blowing dust. That's something we've been dealing with for the last several storms, and it's not going to go away with our dry conditions over the state. High pressure wants to make a comeback, folks, and don't blink because it will be here before you know it. That early season heat, it's going to flex its muscles again. It does come with increasing winds, so we keep our eye on that fire danger, especially in the southern half of the state. That heat circles back. I've got the timeline on when. How about last night in Cedar City? Look at this shot. It is a good one. Diana Harris, Armor catching this one, sending it our way. That lightning bolt. Yes, thunderstorm season is here, and we know it's moving through. And the storm system in front that came through actually delivered a decent amount of moisture. Look at some of these totals, almost 9/10, closer to an inch in Tickville. That's the Great Salt Lake Mountains and Desert. Park City getting over half an inch. Cache Valley, Wellsville getting over half an inch. So did Sandy. Bountiful got 4/10. We love measurable moisture this time of year. Wish we could get a few more rainstorms in here. 4/10 in Tooele. The airport getting 0.34, over a quarter of an inch in Logan, just below that in Springville and Utah County. And even Beaver picked up some measurable moisture. We know those storms were moving through the south, not just from our Cedar City picture, but we saw it on radar near Beaver and even towards Vail last night. Satellite radar shows how things have quieted down. Really quiet conditions throughout the state. Clear skies, some clouds moving over the Uintas. We're watching that storm development in southern Idaho. We talked about the chance of that moisture for the next several hours. That does hold until about 8, 9 o'clock. We're watching as that tracks east from Malad towards Montpelier. Could dip into Logan, and the higher elevations part of that. So just know if you're up there, eyes to the skies. Rest of the state pretty quiet. We got clear skies setting up for tonight. Temperatures will be below average. We're expecting upper 40s. That's where we're going to bottom out along the Wasatch Front. Salt Lake getting down to 47. We have 50s, 60s and 50s by ABC4 News at 10. So cooler overnight, and you think, okay, that's going to set us up tomorrow, and it does ever so slightly. We warm up quickly. Wind still whipping in southeastern Utah. That look at weather in action down there at Utah State University in Blanding. It's the spot that has an elevated fire risk for today. Southeastern Utah from I-70 down towards the Four Corners into Lake Powell. Kind of heads up into the Grand Staircase area near Capitol Reef and stuff. So we know that a fire start would spread quickly, and those winds kind of tell that story. So we want to be extra careful. No warnings, but that elevated risk does persist for the rest of tonight. Below average for today, the daytime highs as well as our overnight lows. We watch as that moisture kind of comes on through. The model wants to keep it in southern Idaho, but you can't rule out Cache Valley. Tomorrow, the warming trend sets up as high pressure takes control. Our temperatures will rebound, but we're still going to be below average in the north and even in the south, maybe just jumping slightly above it. As we head into our Thursday, hotter conditions show up, and you notice those clouds coming from the south, southerly flow. It's that seasonal reversal of winds, also known as the monsoon. Now, that starts really to kick into high gear in Utah in July, but this is a favorable pattern as we get a high pressure system close to the Four Corners that could bring in some storms later this week. So heads up there. 70s for tomorrow. Beautiful day midweek. 77 in Salt Lake. 83 is our average, so a little cooler. 70s and 80s on the eastern side of the state. 90 in Moab, 93 in Bluff, 98 in St. George, where the heat will be building back. They've been sitting at 89 today. I hope you enjoyed that, because as we hit Thursday, we go to 106, 104 by Friday. Winds picking up, which means fire danger will again elevate. Slight chance on Sunday of a thunderstorm, better chance for southeastern Utah, and we can't rule it out in the north. We're going to float with 100 degrees on Friday. The heat comes back, help with the wind on Friday, and then Saturday night into Sunday, we do have a slight chance of a thunderstorm. Temperatures tumble from the 90s to the 80s, changing things up as we head into next week, and we'll be a little closer to average. Glenn, Emily, over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Alana. Appreciate that.